templates options available in Oracle Apex for classic reports. So now this time we are going with cards. Okay, so select template option cards, run your application. So this is a cards view of your classic report. For our classic report cards view, you need first of all card title. So move to your query region properties, and project now is our card title. Okay, and then we have card text. So here we have card text. Task name we are taking as card text, and then we have card subtext, and I am taking budget or start date as card subtext. Okay, and removing this budget as this. Okay, save your report and then refresh your page. So here you can see we have a card title, description, and then sub description. So this is cards view of your classic reports. Then move to again attributes and its properties. Apply theme colors so that we see different colors of your cards. Then we have different styles: compact, featured, or block. For example, I am going with featured. Okay, press OK, save your report and refresh your page again. So here you can see this is very visible and looking good. So we are going again and changing its style from feature to block. Then we are going to apply display icons, display initials. You can select display icons and then provide the icon. Then I want to show span horizontally or 5 columns in a row. Then icon shape is circle. Okay, and animation is color fill. Okay, save and refresh your report. So you can see this is initial text of your title, and then we have a very good looking cards for our classic report. Then we also have icon shape as rounded corners. Okay, save and refresh your page. So now this icon is like a rounded corner, not as a circle. You can hide the information from this. All information is not necessary. For example, if you don't want to show subtitles, you can remove that. So this is a very cool feature of Oracle Apex Classic Reports. Now, if you want to select comments, or one thing is, if I go with standard and run my application or page, so here you can see we have a classic report like this. Okay, by default it is not stretched to your screen. If you want to stretch, go to its properties, and here we have stretch report. Okay, click on OK and refresh your report. So here you can see this is in a stretched form, and these alternative rows have different colors. So you can edit it. For example, alternating rows enabled, it means different colors we have, and if we want to highlight, we can enable disable from this option. So here we have pagination. This, if I don't want to show pagination, then I can select hide when all rows displayed. If all rows are displayed on the same page, then there will be no pagination option at top bottom right corner. Okay, so all these alternating rows, row highlight, these are enabled by default. So but stretch report is not enabled by default. You have to check this checkbox. Okay, now we move to next, which is comments. Run your save your report and run your page. So you can see we have a different view of comments. So similarly, as we did for other options, this time you need comment text, then attribute 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever attributes you want to show. And at the bottom you can show username who commented, and then date of the comment, and then you can provide the actions, or you can provide the link. When we click on this link, we will move to next page. So for example, I am going with comment text only. So here, click the report, move to region, and for example, card title is now is comment text. Okay, save your page, and this. So here you can see this is our comment text. So similarly, you can provide the other attributes and values. You will see the result on this page. So in next lecture, we will see uh, content raw and other options available in templates of classic reports. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study some more templates available for classic reports. So, select your classic report, and here we have an other option which is media list. Run your report or your page. So here you can see we have a very good look and feel for this media list. But you see here we have for badge we have the same color. You can change the color by editing template options. So if you want to show badges, for example, here you can see we have only a name of the project, and then we have list text. Okay, but we don't have any other information, but I want to show badges as well, and I also want to apply some different colors. Okay, click on OK, save, and refresh your report. So here you can see colors of badges changed. Okay, and similarly here you can see we have a badge. For example, if I change it to stack to 4 columns and save your report and refresh your report. So here you can see this is a name of your project, and this is the cost of your project, and you also provide list text here. And you can also move next by clicking on pagination, next, and previous. Then we have next option is search results. Sometimes in your project you need to highlight some text when we search in our page. So in that case you can use search results. Run your page, and here you can see search title. So for example, this is your report, and at top of the report you have a LOV in which or search text where we can search some text. So when you search your text and press enter, this search title or the text which you typed in your text field will be highlighted in this report. So you can use this report where you search your data. So similarly we have some more options here. Similarly, the next option is standard. We use this, and next is timeline. Run your page, and this is your timeline view of your classic report. Similarly, you can edit its options available here. And the next template is value attribute pairs column. Basically what it does, it shows your column name, and then next to in next column it shows values. So this is mostly used feature of classic reports. We use in multiple reports. So this is our value attribute pairs. So if I choose only one record, this is more visible and understandable. So here you can see end date. This is the name of the column, and then we have its value. And similarly, all the columns at left side, and in next column we have its values. So this is very used. Mostly we use in our projects. And the last template is value attribute pairs. If you want to just show values, don't want to show columns, in that case we use this option, run your page. And here you can see we have bug tracker and download quality assurance procedures. So basically we are showing only values, but if I increase number of rows to 10, then you will see multiple values here. So basically 10 rows are here, and in next column we have 10 more names of the projects. So this is very useful feature of classic reports. We have different templates, and then we can edit template options as well. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lectures, we studied different options available in Oracle Apex for classic reports. And in today's lecture, we will continue some more features of classic reports. So first of all, select your classic report and then select its attributes. And here we have a pagination option. In pagination, we have different types of pagination. For example, if you don't want to show pagination, you can select this option. For this option, it will show all the records available in classic report. And if you want to change, for example, search engine 123 set based pagination, for example, you select this one, run your report. So here we are showing only 2 records, maximum rows to process. For example, I am going with 6000. So here you can see all the pages at the right bottom of your classic report. Similarly, you can change, for example, rows ranges, run your report. This time you can select a range of records from this select list, and also you can move to next and previous records. Similarly, you have option of with pagination, raw ranges with pagination. So next, previous, and then we have rows. So there are a lot of pagination types you can select, and then we have display position, top left, top right, top and bottom left, right. So you can select, and then we have maximum rows to process. For example, your table has a lot of records and maximum records you want to process for this classic report. You can set the limit here. For example, I am setting its, for example, limit to 2 records. In that case, it will show you only 2 records, invalid rows. Okay, sorry. Maximum rows are 2, and then we need to know pagination, and now we have maximum rows are 2. Reset pagination. Okay, so in this way you can see we have only 2 records in our classic report, because we set its upper limit or maximum rows to process 2. So in this way it is showing only 2 records. Okay, set it to 500. And then we have messages options. For example, when no data found, in that case you want to show no projects available. Okay, and when more data found, for example, we have set its limits to 2, and in table we have multiple records or more than 2 records. In that case, I want to show, sorry, we can process only 2 records. Okay, now run your report again, and in that case you can see we have this message, and we are showing only 2 records in our classic report. Set maximum to 200, and then we have download option. So you can see here we have download section, and in download section, if you don't want to show download option like this, you can disable this option, and by default this is disabled. So if you want to show, enable this option, and then you can provide CSV separator. For example, you can provide dot, you can provide comma, you can provide semicolon for CSV separator. And if you want to enclose values within for example simple single quotes or double quotes, you can provide the values. Then link text, for example you want to change, you can change this text, for example download projects. And if you want to download it, if you want to set the name of the file, you can set the name. For example, I am setting it projects. Okay, save. Yeah, run your report, and here you can see we have download projects. When I click on download projects, so you can see our CSV file is downloaded on your local machine. Now similarly we have printing option. By default it is disabled. When I click on enabled, here we have enabled printing options, and here you can see we have printing option, and we can set the properties. For example, you want to set the format of your report, for example PDF, Word, Excel, HTML or XML. You can set your report format here. So then you can select layout, and then we have view type is attachment or inline. For example, it is attachment. In that case, file PDF file will be downloaded on your local machine. For example, projects PDF. Okay, run your report, and here you can see we have print option. When I click on print, you can see our PDF report is downloaded on your local machine. But if you want to show your report as inline, you can select inline option. Then you can set the page orientation size, A4 for example, and then orientation, landscape or portrait, and height and width border options, and then you can change the color of the border as well. Then we have page header. For example, here you can see in your report we have a header of classic report. You can change it to projects information, and then you can set column headings, similarly columns, and then page footer. For page footer, for example, you want to change the you want to show the copyright option at the page footer. So you can see here copyright, and then you can set 2022 to 23. And you can also change the color orientation, and for example I want to show it in maroon. And then heading, I want to change page header, and its font size is 26, and color of the heading is red, and then its alignment is center. Run your report, click on print. So here you can see this is the header of your report, and this is footer of your report. So in this way you can set header and footer and other information. And now you can print this report just clicking on print, or you can download this report as PDF by clicking on this button. So I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study facet search component of Oracle Apex. So let's start and do some practical work. Log into your Oracle Apex workspace and then move to your application in which you want to do your practical. So I have Oracle Apex Business to Professional application. Click on this application. Then click on create page, and here we have a component asset search. Okay, click on it, and then name of your page, asset search. Asset search. Then you need to provide a table name. So select table name, projects. So here we have EBA demo IR projects table, and then click on next. Here we have two options: display as report or cards. I am going with report. Create page. And run your page. So this is very basic component for search. You can use this component in a shopping cart or any other applications where you need to search. So here you can see we have a text field where you can search ACM and click enter. You will get the results. It will search whole grid. So now we will do some modifications. Here we have search option, which is basically type of this component is facet search. So this is our first text field in which we can type the data. Then we have options, or we can add more facets in this area, left side area. Okay, so I am going to add second component, which is project. Okay, so right click on this and click on create facet and rename this facet to project. And you can change the label if you want. And then we have if we want to show the label or not. Okay, and first thing that we need is to select type of these facets. For example, this is a checkbox. Okay, and then you can set the height of this, and this is the main functionality we need to add: list of values. Here we have multiple options. We can add the list of values from shared components. We can provide the query directly, or we can provide static values, or we can write a function which returns a query. And then we have distinct values. Distinct values means it will take distinct values from your table. Okay, so for example, I am going with distinct values. Then it will ask include null options. I am not adding this. And then we have compute counts, so it is by default selected. So then we have show counts. If you don't want to show counts, you can switch off this option. So let's first run, then all these options we will explore. So here you can see new facet added. By default it is showing 7 values, and we can click on show all to see all the projects. Okay, so this project facet we added to do more search for this grid. So similarly, now you can see here we have name of the project, and then we have its count in the table. So compute counts, and then second option is show counts, so it is showing count. Then we have option sort by top counts, so it is sorted in ascending order. 19 count is higher than 9 than 7, so it is sorted based on counts. And then we have show facet first. So if you want to show this facet at first, then you can switch on. And then you can see maximum display entries. If I select 3, and save my page and then refresh my page, you will see only 3 entries will be shown by default. So this is, in this way you can control the entries. And then we have display filter initially. For example, we have lot of projects and I want to search projects. Okay, so we can add a text field in this facet. So switch on this option, run your page again, and now this time you will see a text field in your project facet. For example, I want to search training of, so you can search training training of. So in this way, when I click on this, you will see we have only 3 records here, and you can see count of this project is also 3. So we can in this way we can include individual search for the each facet, but this search is global search. It will search all the grid. So similarly, we can hide or add chart options and filter options. For example, by default, it is showing filter and show chart, 2 options. Okay, so if you don't want to show this chart on your facet search, you can hide this. And here you can switch from 2 charts, bar charts and pie charts. So when I click on it, you can see pie chart is shown. So the next option is display toggling. You can enable collapsible, and similarly other options are available here for each facet. Okay, now the second facet I am going to add is, it is based on assigned to, which project is assigned to which user. Okay, so rename it to assigned to, and then we need to select distinct values, save and refresh your page. So now we have another facet. Similarly, now this time I am going to add another facet, which is status. So status of the project, and this time I am going with distinct values again. Okay, save and refresh your page, and you can see status is also part of our facets. Then the next option is range. We can add range. For example, I am adding new facet and I am naming it cost of the project, and this time I am going with static values. This time I want to show static values for this cost facet. And type of this facet is range, because we want to show cost in range. So now we need to provide different values for this range. So let's suppose we have different ranges for project cost. First one is less than 100 and its value is 100. Okay, then we have second value 100 to 200 and its return value is 100 and 200. The next value is for example 200 to 1000 and its value is 100 and 1000. And the next one is uh, greater than equal to 1000 and its value is 1000, and then pipe sign at right side it shows greater than equal to and left side it shows less than. So save this static values, save and run your project. So you can see here we have a exception or error, because we can apply range filters on number, date, or timestamps. So we need to change its type to number. It's varchar. So change it to number. Run your project again. And here you can see we have different range options. For 1000 you can see we have 1000, and if you want to for example put comma after uh, 1 for example, so in that case you need to provide a format. So for 1000 values I am going its list of values, and I am adding after 1 I am adding hash, and then capital G and then hash again. What it does, it will add comma after 1. So save your project, run it again. So here you can see for cost you have 2000 to 1 comma 3 zeros. So in this way similarly you can add for greater than equal to 1000 as well. So this is a facet search, but if you want to add some text before this facet search count, you can add text here. For example, I am going to selecting body, then create a region, drag this region to top of button bar, and then rename it to static content. Static content, and here I can write some text if I want. For example, let's take a paragraph. It is HTML tag, and I am going to write this is projects report to show projects status and cost, and close your paragraph. Run your again. So here you can see we have static content, but this is not more appealing and visible. So for that I am going to select this static content region and change its template to blank with attributes, and run your page again. So this is somehow looking good. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied fast search, and in this lecture, we will study cards, how we can design cards or create cards in Oracle Apex. So, log into your Oracle Apex workspace and then select your application. Then click on Create Page, and here we can see we have cards option, and then name your page cards, and then we can select the table. Select your table and this one, and click next. Then you have cards layout. We have three layouts available: horizontal row, float, and grid. I am going with grid, but you must try float and horizontal while you are doing your practical work. And then here we have option to title column, which column you want to show as a title of your card. So you can select any column you want as a title. For example, I am going with project as a title. Then you can select body column and other columns as well. We can edit these columns after creating the card, but if you want to create and know which column you want to show as a title body, you can select. For example, for body I am for example I am going with uh, task name and initial columns, and it is status for example, and badge. For badge I am not providing any column. Create and run your page. So here you can see cards for all the projects available in your table. So this is super easy to create cards in Oracle Apex. But you can customize the columns, titles, body, and subtitle after creating the cards. So move to your rendering tab, then select your cards component, and then you can move your table to SQL query, and then you will see query of your table. So for example, if you want to edit the query, you can edit the query. For example, I don't want this column, so remove this column, and then I need remaining columns. Okay, so this is our query. Click OK, and then move to its attributes. In attributes, we can customize cards. So here you can change your layout, and then grid columns. How many columns you want for your grid, you can customize it here. And then we can provide the primary key, and then we have title option. For title option, we can select the column. You can select the column which you want to show as a title. So I am going with project. Then we have subtitle. For subtitle, you can select task name, for example, and then we have body. For body, uh, I am going to switch on advanced formatting. I am not showing a single column, but I want a special formatting. For example, I want assigned, and I want to show assigned to. For example, when you see your query, for example, this, and here you can see you have a column assigned to. So you can use this column here in special formatting. To use this column in special formatting, we have a special format. First of all, you need to provide and then name of the column, and then dot. So it will show assigned to column value here in the body of your card. So the next option is secondary body. For example, if you select secondary body and then switch on advanced formatting, you can format your secondary body. For example, I want to show start date, end date, and budget here. So you can type start date and then select your column. For example, I want to start date, end date, cost, and budget. So copy all these columns and paste here. So start date, I want to show start date, so end, and then top. And after that, I want to show end date, ended. For example, when this project was started and when this project was ended. Okay, and then we need break. Okay, so for break we can use HTML break attribute this way, and then this. Sorry, we don't need this. And after that, I want to show budget. Then type here budget and show budget column here. Dot. Okay. Save your project and run your page. So here you can see we have a project name. Okay, then we have assigned to and name of the user, then we have started date, and then we have ended date, and then at the bottom we are showing budget. So in this way you can customize your cards. And then after that we have some more option, icon and badge. If you want to show badge in this card, there is no badge. But if you want to show badge, you can show badge here. So for example, icon source, it's uh, initial or icon class. You can provide icon class, and then you need to provide the class of the icon. For example, I want to show fa dash calendar and then user. This is the class of the icon, and then we can set the position, for example start and top, whatever. And then we need to provide badge column. For badge column, for example, I am going with status, for example. Okay. So then we have a pagination option. I am going with scroll, but you can select page as a pagination as well. And if you want to show total count, you can switch on this total, show total count. And when there is no data, you can provide message here, no projects found, and that's it. Run your page. So here you can see we have a badge with status of the project. It is closed, it is pending, in progress, whatever. So now the next option is if you want to add a button on this card, and when we click on this button, we want to move on next page. So we can do this in actions, right click, create action, and in action we can provide the name of the button. For example, its name is project details, and its position is primary or secondary. I'm going with secondary. And then we need to provide the link of the page. For example, I want to move on classic report demo details. For example, I want to move on page 6, and then you need to provide the ID. If you want, for example, your next page is a form in which details of the project will be shown, and you can edit the details. And then you need to provide the value, which is I don't know, that page is form or something else. So I am going with this. Okay. So then clear cache. When you move to page 2, all the items must be first cleared, and then new values must be updated. So run your page again. So here you can see we have a button, project details. When we click on this page, we have classic report details. So this is basically a page, classic report demo details, and it is showing the details of this project. Okay. If you want to change this button to some icon and don't want to show your text, so select your button, and here we have display type, set it to icon, and then you need to provide the icon for dash plus. Run your page. So here you can see this is a plus button. So if you want to provide some classes, you can also add classes like LG, means to say it's large button. So in this way you can design your cards. So I think so you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will see how we can design master detail forms in Oracle Apex. So first of all, open your browser and log into your workspace and open your application. Then select create page, and here you will see our option of master detail. Click on it, and here we have three types of master detail forms, or we can say there are three ways to display master detail forms in Oracle Apex. So we will see one by one all of three options. So first of all, select stacked and click next. Here we need to provide the information of the page. Basically, this is the name of the page. So name of the page is stack master detail. And then we need to provide the source of master table. So select the master table. I am selecting departments table and click on next. Then we need to provide the primary key, which is department number. And then we need to provide the region title of detail form. So detail form is employees. And then we need to provide the source of detail form or detail region. Click next. Primary key of detail table or detail region is employee number, and then we need to select the relationship between these two tables, which is primary and foreign key relationship. Click this. Click create page. Run your page, and here you can see we have master or region, which is departments, and then we have detail region, which is employees. So select any department, you will see the employees of that selected department. So this is stacked master detail regions. Now we are going with other option. So we need to create another page. Select master detail, side by side this time. And here we need to provide the page name. This is side by side master detail. Click next. And then we need to provide the table, which is department. Then we need to select primary display column, which is department name. Then secondary is location, and then we need to select detail table. You can select multiple detail tables, for example, like this. You can select multiple detail tables, or we can say detail regions. Create page. And then run your page. So here you can see we have accounting, which is in blue color. Basically, this is our primary column. And then the secondary column is New York, which is the location of this department. Select any department, for example, accounting. That you can see we have at top we have the parent, and at the bottom we have child, or we can say at the top we have master region, and at the bottom we have detail region. You can edit the region, which is master region, and similarly you can edit the detail region as well. So this is side by side master detail. So move to your application again and click on create page and master detail. Now this time we are going with drill down. Okay, so name of the page is drill down. Master detail. Then we need to provide the master table, which is department. And then you need to provide the primary key column for the master. And then you have to select navigation order. Basically, you need to select the column on which your navigation order based. For example, in departments, I want to navigate from one department to another department based on the department number. So next, and then we need to provide the detail page, detail or region, which is employees, and then provide the name of the table. And next, then you need to select the relationship between these two tables. Click on create page. So this is our drill down master detail form created. Run. So here you can see we have a master region here. When we click on edit icon, we move to next page, and at the top we can see the master region, and at the bottom we can see the detail region. So in this way you can design the master detail forms and representation of master detail form as per your need. So now we see at the back end what it basically going on at the back end, how it is created, or based on that those columns how relationship is developed. So if you have already have a page and you want to create a master detail relationship, so we can design our two regions. One is master and the other one is detail. So for example, let's create a new blank page. This is our blank page. Next, and master detail custom page. Create. Now this is our blank page. There are no regions. So first of all, create two regions. This is our master region. Name it as departments, and select interactive grid and provide the table name, which is department. It's taking time. Select it again. Department. Okay, we can create this based on query. Select static. You can select the table or you can provide the query. DPT. Select static from DPT. Validate. Okay, that's good. Now this is our master region. Now select the column, which is basically your primary key of this table, and search for primary and switch on primary key. Now we will create another page, which is employees. Okay. Employees, select its interactive grid, and here we need to provide the table name. It's not searching. Why? So we will provide the query, and query is select static from EMP. Validate your query. Okay. Select the primary key column, employee number, search for EMP. Okay, select the column, employee number, and then search for primary and switch on primary key. Save your page. Now, right now, these two regions have no relationship between master and employees. So we need to create a relationship between departments and employees. To create the relationship between departments and employees, select the detail region and search for master. So here you need to select the master region, which is departments. Okay. Now you need to provide the relationship between master and child, or we can say master and detail regions. So department number is the foreign key in employees. So select the department number and here select search again for master and select the column department. So this is the master detail relationship based on department number into tables in departments and in employees. So this way uh, master detail relationship has been created between the departments and the employees. So run your page. So select any department. So you can see employees region fetching all the records based on selected department research. Similarly, click on sales and you will see there are three records for department sales. So I think this is enough for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study how end user can customize interactive reports. So let's start and log in your Oracle Apex workspace and click on application like Oracle Apex Beginners to Professional. This is the application we have in my workspace. Click on this application and create a page. And we are going to create a interactive grid. Name of the interactive grid is demo grid, and then table on which we want to create this interactive grid, that is employees table, and create a page. Run this page by clicking on green play icon, and this is our interactive grid. So as a end user, we have lot of options to customize this interactive grid or interactive report. So first of all, here you can see a search icon, and in search icon we have different options. First one is case sensitive. If you want to search your interactive grid case sensitive or non case sensitive, you can click on this option. So when I click on this option, you can see a tick icon with this. It means search is case sensitive now. So by default it is case insensitive. Okay. Then we have all text column. For example, I search for Jones. So what it will do, it will search the whole grid data for Jones. So if you click on go, so it will search this whole grid for Jones. Okay. So the other option which is available is to search by individual columns. Okay. So if you want to remove this search criteria, you can click on cross. So if you want to search by name column, you can select the column, and here you can see search colon ename. It means search will be performed on a column ename. So type Jones and click on go or press enter. So here you will see John's only single record because it is searched based on your ename column. The next option which is available for us is actions. Before going to actions, here we have another icon. By clicking on this icon, you can hide the search criteria, and clicking it again, you can show the criteria again. And if you click on reset, you can reset your all criterias on this report. Then we have actions menu. In actions menu, we have different options. First option is columns. By using this, you can set the width of your columns, and also you can rearrange your columns as well. For example, if I want to be first column job, then you can toggle it top of the columns. Click on save. So here you will see job is your first column. You can also rearrange it by using your mouse. So just drag and drop the column. So this is the way you can use the columns option. If you want to set the width, you can set the width of your column. For example, I want to set it to 500. Save. And here you can see job column has 500 pixels length. So we can use columns in this way. Then when we search, for example, I search for Jones, basically this search creates a criteria on your report. So if you go to filter, and here you will see we have a type of the criteria. You can search the grid as a row or as a column. Then we have all columns available here, and we want to perform a filter on ename column. And then we have operators, and then we have the value, and then we have case sensitive or case insensitive. So you can create your filter here, or you can search the report by putting the content here. You also can search this report by clicking on individual columns. So here you can see we have a filter option. We can create or search the content of this column just putting information here. So this is we can search. So let's create our own filter by using filter option. And here I am going with column again, and now this time I am going to salary, and operator is greater than equal to, and the value is 1500. So I want all the records, all the employees which have salary greater than 1500. Save. So you can see all the employees who have salary greater than 1500. Then we can specify, or we can save this report by clicking on action menus, then report, and then save as. And type of the report is private, and name of the report is EMP employees greater than equal to 1500, and then click on save. So this is your report. You can see one more option appeared, which is your reports. So here we have primary report. Primary report means all. When I click on this report, you will see all the employees. But when I click on private report, which is employees greater than equal to 1500, then I will see all the employees having salary greater than 1500. So it means this is a option, or we can say this is a customized report which end user can use and save this report for future reference. So in this way we can save the reports for different criteria. So you can also create an other filter to, if for example you can click on this press icon and name this select the column, for example hire date, then equal, or any operator which you want to use, and then provide the value. So this filter will be added with your previous one filter. So when you will save, this filter will be applied on your report. So if you want to delete, just check the filter and click on negative option. So that filter will be deleted from your filter area. So in this way, you can create row level or column level filters. You can also search just by typing here, and similarly when I click on manager here, I also have the option, and all columns have the option to search each column individually. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn how we can specify column sort order and other functions of interactive grid. Basically, all these options are for end users. So, log into your Oracle Apex workspace and select the applications in which you want to do your practical work. I have Oracle Apex Beginners to Professional application. Click on this application, and we already have demo grid page. Click green play icon, this one, to run this page, and here you can see we have a page which is containing demo grid. So first of all, we will see how we can specify column sort order. There are two options to specify column sort order. First one is you can use this two arrows. First one is up arrow and the other one is down arrow. Up arrow is used to sort in ascending order, and the below arrow is used to specify in descending order. So click on up arrow. So you will see your data will be sorted in ascending order, and when I click on down arrow, your data will be in descending order. Similarly, you can specify this option from data, and then we have sort order. So here you can select the column, and then you have direction. For direction, you can select ascending or descending order, and then we have third option, which is nulls. How you want to deal with your null values? You want to show null values first, or at the last, or at the end? So click on save. So your data will be sorted. So this is all about applying sorting on your columns. Then the next one is aggregate. How you can perform aggregation on your different columns of the grid. Click specify the column. For example, salary, I want to do sum of the salary of all employees. So here we have different options like count, distinct count, then minimum, maximum, median, average, and sum. So select sum, and then we have our tooltip option, total salary, and then show overall value, and click save. So you will see total salary at the end of at the bottom of salary column. So when you take your mouse over the total salary, you will see the tooltip total salary. So this is overall sum of your salary column. Then we have next option is refresh. By using this option, you can refresh your interactive grid. The next option is flashback. Flashback, what it does, for example, I delete this sort this ename. For example, we have two salesmen. First one is what? Okay, I want to delete this word. Okay, so by using this context menu, you can delete the row from the interactive grid, and similarly you can use this option to refresh the row. And if you want to create a new row as a duplicate row, you can select this option. By clicking on add row, you can create a new row in this interactive grid. Similarly, you can use this option to create a new row. So I am going to delete this row. Click on delete row and save. So you will see what is deleted. But now think about, you deleted this row mistakenly, and you want to undo this deletion, then you will use flashback. Okay, click on flashback and then specify the minutes. For example, I deleted that record 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. You can specify the minutes here, then click save, and you will see that raw will be back. So here you can see what is back. Okay, so basically flashback undo the deletion of interactive grid, and then click on data, and we applied sort, aggregate, refresh, and flashback. So this is all about actions and then data. So all these four options we covered in this lecture. So in the next lecture we will cover formation, or we can cover it in this lecture because it is not a big topic. For example, if we want to apply a control break, basically this is a small grouping between your different columns. For example, I click on control break, then I select job. Okay, and then specify direction and similarly nulls. Click on save. So what it does, it will group your data based on job column. So we have two analysts in this interactive grid, then clerk, then managers, and then we have resident and salesman. So basically what it does, it group your data based on the column value. The next option is highlight. You can highlight for example, I name it raw high I say it manager. Okay, and then here we have two options, raw highlight or column. For example, I am going with raw highlight. Then you can select the color of background color of your uh, raw, this is, and then text color. For example, I am going with red, so this is text color, and here you can see the preview. Then you need to specify the condition, and condition is based on column, and then you have to specify the column. For example, I am going with job, and job is equal to, you can type the value or you can select the value from here. So I am going with manager. So I want to highlight all the managers. Click on save. So here you can see all the managers are highlighted. Okay, so now we go again and highlight, add raw. You can create another raw highlight option, column highlight. Then this time we are going with column. Then you need to specify the column. For example, salary, background color of the column is green, and then you need to specify text color with red, and this is the preview. Then condition is column, and column is salary, and we select greater than or equal to 1500. So all the columns, we want to highlight all the columns which is greater than 1500. So click on save. So here you can see these two columns have value greater than 1500. Okay, and here you can see the sum. Okay, so all the columns having value greater than equal to 1500 are highlighted. So this is a very useful feature to highlight the rows or columns. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study what end user can do with your interactive reports. So first of all, log into your Oracle Apex workspace and select the application in which you want to do your practical work. So I have application like Oracle Apex Beginners to Professional. Click on application, and I already have a grid. So click on green icon button to run this page. So As a end user, you can save your report or save as. There are two options. So let's first create another report. So here I am going to, for example, I don't want to see a manager column. So I am going to columns and hide the column commission. Okay. And save. Now you can see this is a report in which we don't have a commission column. So if you want to save this report as an end user, go to report and then click on save as, because when we click on save, this report will be saved as publicly. So click on save as. So here we have two options. First one is public report, private report, and the other one is public report. So name this report without commission. Okay, and save this report. So the private report is only visible to the end user that created the report. So that end user can view this report, save this report, rename this report, or it is possible to delete this report if there is no requirement of that report. The public report can be saved, renamed, or deleted by the end user who created it. Other users can view this report, save the layout of this report. That's it. So now here you can see another option: private report and public report and private report. So whenever you save this report, this is your private report. So now we can delete this report. For example, go to report, and now you can see here is edit option. So click on edit. So you can rename your report after creating it, and also you can delete this report. So click on delete. Okay. So you can see this report is our public report and without commission report deleted from your deleted from your workspace. So this is how you can delete a report. The other option is can download your reports. For example, click on report. There are four options. You can download your report in CSV, HTML, PDF, and Excel. For example, I am going with HTML. Okay. Then we have another option: send as email. You can send this report you can send this report as a email attachment. So you need to provide the name of the recipient, CC, BCC, subject, and message. So I am not going with email, just I want to download this report. So click on HTML and download. So this is your downloaded report. Double click, and here you can see your downloaded report as HTML page. So next option is at top of the column we have a column heading menu. This is column heading menu. Here you can see multiple options. For example, if you want to hide the this column, you can click on it. If you want to freeze this column, click on it. I am clicking on it. So here you can see ename is separated from other columns. So this is our freezed column. If you want to freeze your hire date column, you can click on hire date. So here you can see hire date is also a freezed column. So for example, I am going with ename. Sorry, we need to freeze it. Okay. Now you can drag and drop to take your job column in this area. So now you can see job and ename also free in a freezed area. So in this way you can divide your report into different portions. So then we have help option. Here we have different options of help section. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. Today we will study some more advanced concepts of interactive reports. So in today's lecture we will see how we can create detailed view of interactive reports. So first of all, log into your workspace and select the application in which you want your practical work. So here we have application, this one. Click on the application, create a new page, and this time we are going to create interactive report. So name this interactive report drill detail view report, and then we need a table. Choose this table and create page. Run your report. Provide username and password. So this is our basic report. Okay, now click your report and move to attributes, and here we have detail view. Okay, when we click on detail view, we have three things to do: before rows, for each row, and after rows. So for before rows, we need to create a table, or you need to design your detail view report. So for example, I am going with table, HTML table, and in for each row I just want to show some information here. So first I need to create a row and close this row, and then I need column in this row, td, and close this column. And in this column I just want to show project information. Here you can see we have a column project. So I want to show in first row, and in first column I want to show project name. So copy this column name, select your report, attributes, detail view, and paste your column here. In interactive report, if you want to access column in static context, you need to provide, or you need to follow this format. Okay, so this will show project detail. Okay, so then we have next column. In next column I want to show task name. Okay, so similarly copy paste this and paste here, and this time I want to show this column task name. So type task name. Okay, so in next row, copy this row, paste here. In next row I want to show status label and status. So here you can see we have a column status. Okay, so in first column I want to show status label. So if you want to show status label, you need status underscore label. Basically this is label of your status column. Okay, so if you want to access the label of your interactive reports columns, you can you need to append underscore and then label. So in this way it will show label and then column. Okay, and in next column I want to show just status. Okay, and in next column I want to show assigned to. So copy this row again, paste it here, and this time assigned to label to, and similarly in front of assigned to label I want to show value of assigned to. Okay, and in next column I want to show start date, end date, like that. Okay, you can design your report like this. So press OK. We will design it in details to apply CSS. And at the after rows, I am just closing the table. So run your report and let's see how it looks. Now you can see with report, we have a detailed report icon. Click on detail view. So here you can see this is name of the project, and then we have status, and then its value. Then we have column heading, which is assigned to, and then we have assigned to person. Okay. So if I want to design it more, then I need to uh, apply some CSS. So for example, I want to show my project as a board. So in that case, we need to apply strong, and then we need to close strong. Okay, so in that case we will see our project in board, and name of the task I want to see it in italic. Okay, so for italic I need to use HTML tag I, and then I need to close it \I. Okay, so and the first row I want to add a first row here and close this row, and for this row I want td table column, and I want to add column span equal to 2. Okay, and close this column. Okay, so in this way it's will be some good looking. Okay, run your report. So here you can see name of the project is like in board, and then task name is in italic, and then we have status and assigned to. So this looks good. So again, if I want to status label assigned to in board, for that case I need to add this strong tag with label, and then I need to close this strong. Similarly apply this strong and then close strong tag. Okay, so run your report again. So in that case you can see status, project, and assigned to labels are in bold and values are in italic. So what if you want to add any row, for example, in after your first row. Okay, so you can use CSS, or you can use HTML tags for lines. So for example, I want to, for break, I can use this tag, run. It's not working. Okay, if I want to apply CSS, I can use with value or label For example, here we have TD and then style, and then I want to add padding, and it's 4 pixel, and same apply with this label. Okay, and run your page. So here you can see we have a proper gap between these rows. So in this way you can design your detail view, and if you want to see your report, you can click on this icon. This is your original report, and if you want to see detail view, you can see a detail view in this way. So I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. So thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied how we can create detailed view of interactive report, and in this lecture we will do some more enhancements. We will add some CSS in our detail view. So for example, you have in before rows we have only table, so we can add some CSS like this. You can design it and add your CSS. You can add this CSS at page level as well, but I am adding it here. And then we have other portion for each row. I am adding this one. I will share this all content in you can see this in resources on Udemy. Okay, and then at the we are closing our table here. So paste here and run your page again. Run your page. So here you can see it is more looking good as compared to the previous lecture, and we also have added some budget and cost columns, start date and end date column as well. In our previous lecture we added only status and assign to, but in this detail view you can see we have start date, end date, and budget and cost as well. So in this way you can design your detail view. You can add CSS in detail view. So what basically code is doing, for each row here we have a class which is Apex custom, then we have a report detail view, then we added padding and all these stuff which is basically CSS. And for each row middle part we added some we used those classes like separator, and also we use style for different columns, and at the end we are adding simple separator for this is basically a separated horizontal line. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will explore or we will understand URL in Oracle Apex. So there are two types of URLs in Oracle Apex. First one is user friendly and the other one is non-user friendly. So to understand these types of URLs, log into your Oracle Apex workspace and select the application, and then move to edit application definition. And here you can see in the definition we have an option of friendly URLs. Right now it is switched off, but you can switch it on. First go with the non-user friendly URLs and run your application. So you can see this is the URL of your page. Right now we are on this page. So in this URL, this is the basically server on which our application is hosted. And then we have PLS. Basically, this PLS is the indicator to use the mod PL SQL cartridge. And then we have Apex. Apex is a database access descriptor name, or we can say DAD. That describes how HTTP server connects to the database server so that it can fulfill an HTTP request. In short, we can say Apex, this Apex keyword basically describes how our HTTP server on which our application is deployed will connect to the database to fulfill the request. And then we have F question mark P equal to. Basically, this is a prefix we use for Oracle Apex. And then we have 26350. This is basically application ID. You can verify from this. You can see this is the application ID. Open your any page. And here you can see 26350. So basically this is the ID of this application. And then we have one. Basically this is page number. So you can move to this. So this is the page on which we are right now. And then we have a long, this one, session ID. Basically this is the, we can say, session ID or session number. So this is a URL. Now move to your application properties and edit your application definition, and then friendly URLs. This time we will see user friendly URLs. So run your application again. So in this way, this is self-descriptive URLs, or we can say, is it easy to read? This is your workspace, this is your application, this is your page name, and then we have session ID. So it is a very descriptive way. Okay, so most of the time you use alternative URLs, sometimes user friendly and sometimes non user friendly. Okay, so the next option we will explore is F question mark P syntax to link pages. For example, I want to move from one page to another page. In that case, I will use this F question mark P syntax to link pages. Okay, so in F question mark P, we have a specific syntax. For example, open any notepad and open it. Okay, so now first of all we have F question mark P equal to, and then we have application ID. Okay, after that we have page ID. Every component is separated by colon. So then we have session ID, and after session ID we have request, and then we have debug option, then we have clear cache, and then we have item names, and then we have item values. And then if we want to add, we can add printer friendly. So basically this is our URL when we link pages from or we can say we call from one page to one page from another page. So now we modify this URL, copy this URL, Control C, and paste it in your application. I will explain all the elements. First, I will explain it how we can move from one page to another page. So first of all, create a blank page. Then we need a name of this page. Name of this page is base page, from which we will move to next page, and page number is 12. Okay, create a button and name it redirect. Okay, and then here behavior of this button is redirect to URL. We want to move to specific URL and paste your URL here. Okay, and okay. So in this way, when we click on this page, we will move to next page. Okay, so now let's understand this syntax. Basically, app ID is the application ID and page ID is page ID, which on which page we want to redirect, and then we need to provide the session ID. Session ID, we can pass session ID. In the URL we will pass and then we have uh, session, and then we have dot. Basically, this is the syntax when we when we want to get the value of the session ID in static context. But if you want to use this if you want to get the session ID in your PL/SQL code, you can use this v function and then pass the parameter session. So in this way you will get the session ID. And if you want to use or get the value of your session in bind variables, in that case you need to use colon and then app underscore session. Okay, so there are three ways for getting session ID. So because we are using it in static context, so I will use it with and. Okay, and control v and dot. Okay, in this way we will get the session ID. And then page ID, for example, I want to move on page ID 15. Okay, and then application ID. So application ID of this is 26350. And then we have request. What is request? Basically, when we click on page, it sets the value of request. Each application button on your page sets the value of the request to the name of the button, which enables accept processing to reference the name of the button when user clicks it. You can reference request using the same syntax as I told you earlier. For example, in static context, you will use and then request dot, and then we have same v function. You can use the v function if you want to use it in PL/SQL context. And if you want to use it as bind variables, you can use it as bind variable. Okay, like this. So the this time I am not going to use this value, so I am removing it from this. If you don't want to pass any parameter, you can just remove that. And then we have debug. There are two values which we can use for debug, yes or no. So basically displays application processing details if we enable a debug option. If you don't want to see application details, you can disable it by setting its value to no. Similarly, in static context, you can use the same pattern like v function, bind variables, and notation to get the value. So right now I am not going to use this. Then you can use clear cache. Clear cache basically clears the cache as name suggests. This basically sets the value of all items to null. So the next option is I am not using clear cache this time. Then we have item names and item values, and then we have printer friendly. So item names, for example, this is a page from which I want to redirect to another page, and name of that page is 15. So let's create another page which is 15. Create page, blank page, and set its ID to 15, and name is redirected page, and create the page. Let's create two items on this page. First item is ID, and the next item or text field is name. Okay, save and move to your page 12 again. You can search your page here. This is the base page from which we will redirect, and this is our URL. So I want to set values in items which is available on page 15. So names of those items are P15 ID and then P15 name. Okay, so copy these items, P515 ID and name. And then we want to pass values. We can get values from the items which are available on page 12, or we can pass hardcode values. For example, ID is 1 and name is Arshad. And then I don't want to pass printer friendly. Basically, printer friendly determines if the page is being rendered in printer friendly mode or not. So we can pass two values, yes or no. So this is the URL. Control C, copy this URL and paste it on your page 12 button. So here, and paste your URL here. So click OK and run your page. So you can see we have a button on this page. When I click on this page, so it is redirected to page 15. How I know it is page 15? Here you can read this syntax. This is our application ID. Then we have page 15. This is page ID. Then we have session ID. And then you can see we have two page items, ID and name, and then its value, Arshad and ID 1. And then we have checksum. CS equal to means it's checksum. So in this way, you can use URL to redirect to other pages. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will see how we can do drill down reporting using interactive report. So first of all, create a new page with interactive report. Provide the name of this page, interactive report, and then select the table. And this is the projects table, create page. Run your page by clicking on green play icon. So here you can see this is our interactive report. So let's create a filter, or we can say we are going to format, highlight, and select highlight style is yellow, this one, and then text color is same, and select the highlight condition is budget, and budget is less than equal to 100. So actually I want to highlight all the rows for the projects whose value is less than equal to 100. We can say this is low budget projects. Okay, select apply. So this all these projects, or we can say uh, these projects are low budget projects. So save your report, save, and as default report settings, it's a primary report or alternative, it's alternative, and name it as low budget projects. Apply. Here you will see we have two reports. First one is primary report, and in primary report this filter is applied, and for low budget projects this filter also applied. But for primary report I don't want this filter, so I am removing this filter and save report again. Save report as our default and primary apply. So this is our, we can say, default report or primary report, but low budget projects report is a customized report. Okay, so now I want to call these two reports from my another page. So this is basically drill down reporting. So let's create another page in your application. Its page number is 21 for interactive reports. So let's create another page. You can create your page from this plus icon, and here we have interactive report again, and it's drill down reporting, and table is projects. Create your page, and this is the report. Change its QD. So I need a project, and then I need status. I don't need these two, status, and then we need its cost. Remove budget. Okay, so I need 4 columns only for this report. First one is project, remove ID also. So first column is project, then we have status, and then cost. So for status I need to take sum for open status and closed status, so that I can see how many tasks of this project is in open state and how many tasks are in closed status. Okay, so for that I need to do sum of status and this one. Then I need to decode status. If status is in open state, then we have 1, otherwise 0. Okay, copy this code, paste it here, and when it is in closed state, and name it as open and name it as closed. And then we have cost. For cost I need to do sum of cost, and here, and then apply VL. Its value is null, then it's 0. Okay, so it is we can say total cost. Okay, validate your query. So what's wrong with this query? Status, decode, status open 1 0, and okay, we need to provide one closing bracket here. Okay, validate your query. Okay, now we need to group by project and revalidate. It's okay. Okay, save. Now our report is ready, and in our report we have these four columns. For project, change it to link, and for link I want to move from when I click on this project, I want to move on page interactive report, which is page number 21. We design basically this on this page. Okay, and for value I want to pass, when I click on the project, I want to pass the value of the project to project column, or we can say I want to apply a filter on this primary report. Basically what it does, it will pass the value of the project to primary report and apply the filter based on the project column, where name would be equal to this value. So here the syntax of passing value from this page to this page is, first of all, for interactive reports you need to type IR then name of the column project. Okay, and okay, run your project. So you can see now project is your link column. So first of all, for example, I click on discussion forum. So here you can see on our primary report this filter applied where project name is equal to a discussion forum, and here we have all the tasks related to this project. Now move back, and now this time click on email integration project. So here you can see we have active filter is email integration, but it is also showing project equal to discussion forum. So if I want to remove this project equal to discussion forum filter, what I need to do, I will need to set clear regions. Okay, and then run your report again. So now this time I am going with discussion forum project, then move back and load patched apps. So you can see your application is now working, and we are applying the filter at runtime on our primary report. But in lower versions like 17, 18 and below, what you need to provide the value RR, so that your project will be compatible with lower versions of Oracle Apex. What it does, basically it does resets an interactive report and pagination. Okay, so if you see the URL of this report, you will see the values RR, CR and RP in your URL. We will see it. So you need to provide RR. Okay, then for open projects, what it does, change your column to link and provide the name of the project, and value, for value you need to provide the name of the column, and then open and name of IR underscore status. So and value would be open. Okay, so what it will do, it will apply the filter project equal to project name and status equal to open, and then again clear your regions and set its value RR. Okay, and need to provide the project, which is 21, project page name, which is 21. Okay, similarly for closed, we need to shift it to link, and here we have link page 21, and then we have values project, and then its value is project, and then we have status, and this time status would be closed, and clear regions RR in capital. Okay, run your project. So here you can see when I click on, for example, software project tracking project, and status is open. And for open status, I am setting two values. You can see here for open, for link, I am applying two filters, project and status. So click on it. So here you can see your project is this and status is equal to open. Okay, so in this way I am applying the filter at runtime. But when I go back and this time I want to see the report with closed status, click on your closed value, which is 4. And here you can see here we have 4 values and 2 filters applied at runtime on our primary report. So in this way, you can drill down to your reports and apply filters at runtime. So what if I want to apply the filters on low budget projects, or I want to call this report? So this is possible. We can call this report, and we will cover this in our next lecture. The next thing which is you must know, we are basically linking our pages this way. But at backend, when you search your, for example, project, you can search your page by clicking on search, and then internally what Apex does, it is creating a link like this for open and closed projects. So for example, I have question mark this, and then you can see we have CR, RR, CR, RR. So what basically it is doing, it is as I told you in my previous lecture, where we were setting the URL. In that case, this option after debug, we have clear cache options. So in clear cache options, we are passing CR and RR. CR basically what it does, it clears interactive report and resets pagination. So internally Apex adding these two options, and then we have IR underscore project, IR underscore status. Basically these are columns, or we can say page items, and then we are passing the values. And in static context, if you want to refer column value of interactive report, you use hash notation for the column. So in this way, we are basically moving from one page and setting values of the filters or columns from these two target page. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied how we can drill down for interactive reports. So in previous lecture, we studied when I click on any project, for example, email integration. So it moves to or redirect to another page, which is page number 21. You can see in developers toolbar page 21. So basically this is page 21. And similarly, when I move back, so this is page 23. And when I click on closed tasks of ACME web projects, it shows 2 filters and 4 tasks with status closed. So this is designed in our previous lecture. So let's continue the same. So in this lecture, we will see how we can call our saved reports programmatically. For example, this is our primary report, and when I click on low budget projects, this is our saved report. Okay, now I want to call this report from another page. So this is page 21. So move to page 21, select saved reports, and here you can see low budget reports. Okay, first of all, you need to provide static ID of your report. For example, static ID. This is the static ID of your interactive report. I am removing it, save, and come to page this again. So here low budget report, and here you can see this is the URL or link which we can use to call this report. Here you can see this is the name of the report. Here you can see this is the alias of this report, and this is IR interactive for interactive reports. So when I add static ID, for example, you can provide static ID, static ID. So this is static ID of the interactive report. So save your page and come to this page again, refresh it, and moves to your saved reports. Here you can see now URL of your report changed, IR, then static ID of your report, and then we have alias of the report. So copy this URL and move to page number 23, which is this page. Okay, you can move to this page by using this developer toolbar. Click on quick edit, then click on your report, and now you can see we are on page number 23. So here I am going to create a button, and name of the button is call low report. Okay, and then in action behaviors, and then action, and redirect to URL, and here provide the URL of your report. Okay, save and run your page, and here you can see we have a button called low budget report. Click on it, and here you can see low budget projects report called. Now this is the way to call our saved reports, but if you want programmatically to add filters on your primary report, this report, so how you will achieve this? To achieve this, what we can do, we can modify this URL. Okay, so for example, this is our low budget reports URL. Okay, now click your page project. Here you can see this, basically this is the URL we are using to call any page, any report in our Oracle Apex. So we will follow the same syntax to call or apply filter on our primary report. So first of all, we need to create this URL. So open your So here I have the same URL. So you can compare it. First of all, we app ID, then page, then session, then debug, and then we have reset, and then we have column names, or we can say filter names, and then values. Okay. Similarly, here I have app ID, page number, session, and then, for example, I am using this CR and RR. CR and RR means we want to reset pagination and clear the regions before calling it. Okay, and then this is our report static ID, and this time we have static ID of our report is static ID. Okay, and then after IR, then name of the static report, or we can say static ID of the report, and then we have a different for example, I am going with this. Okay, uh, IR, sorry, budget, and then value of the budget is 100. Okay, so copy this URL and paste it here. Okay, so run your page and click on this. So here you can see this is our primary report card and there is no filter applied on this report. Okay, so move to your copy this link, notepad, and here we can see IR, static ID, then we have budget, and then we have its value. So it is not applied on our report. So if I want to apply, I need to provide a filter. For example, I want greater than budget, greater than 100. Then I need to apply GTE, which is basically our filter underscore, and then name of the column. Okay, and then its value. Now copy this URL, apply here, and run. Click on button, and here you can see our filter applied. Budget greater than equal to 100. Okay, and if I want to apply more than one filters, then what I need to do, copy this and separate it with comma. This time I am greater than equal to 100, and this time I want to apply less than equal to 200. Okay, so copy this URL, paste it here, and run. Click on button. So here you can see two filters applied. First one, budget greater than equal to 100, and budget less than equal to 200. And here you can see all the values are within 100 and 200. We have multiple options to apply. We can use multiple operators, like if I want, for example, C means contains. Then we have EQ, which is used for equal. Then GTE greater than equal to. Then we have LTE less than equal to. N for null, and C for not contains, and similarly NEQ not equals to. And then we have like, and then we have N like means not equal to, and if I want NN, it means not null. Similarly, we have in operator, not in operator. So all the operators are available. We can use all the operators with this way, but you need to understand this URL. So the other option, which is I think so you must know, if there is only one interactive report region, for example, we have only one interactive report region here, but there may be multiple regions on your single page. So in case of single interactive report, the item name does not need to be fully qualified with the region static ID. If an operator is not defined, a filter with equal operator is added. For example, if we don't need any filter here, then equal operator will be applied. So in that case, you need to just provide the alias of your report, and then, as we were doing before, like this, static ID, and then don't need to provide the operators, just like IR, then budget, and then provide the value. Okay, in this case it will apply equal operator. So copy this and paste it here. Run your page, click on your button. It is not applying. Okay, we need to modify our URL. In that case, we need only this one, IR budget, and then its value. Run your page, click on button, and here you can see budget equal to 100. So if you skip operator while providing the value, in that case equal operator by default will be applied. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will understand what are forms in Oracle Apex and how we can design new forms in Oracle Apex. So basically, forms are application components that are used to manipulate database objects. For database objects, I mean your tables. So we use forms to insert data into our database tables, or we use the forms to update the data. So there are two ways to create forms in Oracle Apex. We can use it manually or by using the wizard option to create forms. So for creating forms using the page, we will go first create a page as form. So workspace, select the workspace, then application, and then create page. So here you can see we have an option of form. Click on form and then name of the form. For example, it is employees. And then we have an option to create this form based on a query or on a table. I am going with table. We will change it for the query as well. Create next. And then we have primary key column. You can select the column for primary key. And then we have branch pages. Branch pages, or we can say redirect pages. So branch here on submit, when we click a button to submit this page or this form, it will be redirected to page 1, and cancel and go to page, and in case of cancel it will be redirected to page 1. So create the page. So our first form created successfully. So run your page, provide the username and password. Now you can see this is our first form where we have cancel and create option. For example, when I click on cancel, I will be redirected to page 1. This is basically a branching. Okay, and in case of create, when I click on a create, I will be redirected to page 1 as well, because in branching I selected page 1. You can select any page. Okay, now let's understand the form components. So here you can see we have all the columns of this table, and this is here we can see we have multiple options in type. So all these components are page items. So we can say an item is part of an HTML form. So there are two types of items. First one is page items and the other one is application items. So here we can see all these items are page level items, because all the items which are associated with our HTML form are page level items. An item can be a text field, text area, password, select list, LOV, checkbox, and so on. Display of item is affected by item attributes. Page items are placed on a page and have associated user interface properties such as display only, label, and so on. Application items are associated with a page and therefore have a user interface, but application items are not associated with a page, therefore has no user interface properties. You can use application item as a global variable to set values in application level items and access those values on other pages. So we created these items. Now understand its properties. For example, this is a text file. Name of the first field is text field. Type of ename is text field. Then second for job, it's also a text field. It's a for manager, it is select list. Okay, when you see here, this is our select list where all the managers are listed. And then we have hire date, and hire date is date picker page item. Then we have salary, it's type of number field. Communication is also number field, and then department number is also a select field. Then we have buttons like cancel, delete, save, and create. We have 4 buttons on this form for which are associated with this form. So in this way, we can create our form. If I want to add a new item on this form, I have multiple options. For example, I right click, create page item, and now you can see new page item associated with this form. Now I rename it DPT, okay, and I can change its type here. It's select list, shuttle component, rich text editor, radio, group, pop-up, LV, whatever we can select its type. Okay, now the other way is we can drag and drop item on our form. For example, I want to add a date picker. Drag and drop it here. Here you can see P25 new, which is we can rename it to date picker. So this is our date picker, and similarly I can choose any item from this like password and drag and drop it into the form. So this is the way where we can add page items into our application. The other way is save it, and the other type of items was application items. Go to your shared components, and here we can see we have application items. So application items, these are application items. Here we don't have any application item, that's why not listed here. Click create, name of the page item, for example user name, which is logging to your application. And then we have scope, it's 2 scope, application level and global level. And if you want to access your this application item within this application only, you can set it to application. And if you want to access this username field or item to other applications within the workspace, you can select it as global and then create application item. So here newly created application item listed. So in this way you can create application items, and on a page you can create page level items, or we can say simple, you can create simple items. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied forms in Oracle Apex, and we designed our form using the wizard option. And in this lecture we will see or explore other options to create forms. So click on your create page option and then click on interactive grid, and then name of your grid employees, and then here you can see we have our option include form page. So include a form, name it as details, and then provide the name of the table, employees table. Next, then you can see we have a primary key option. You can provide the primary key column here, create page, run your page, and here you can see we have a report, but and page number of this report is 3. When I click on edit, I have another page. Here you can see page 4, which is basically a drawer page, and all the information of selected employee filled in the page items. So here I can update any information. For example, its commission is 14,000, okay, and its employee is Martin. Apply changes, and here you can see Martin has commission 14,000, okay. But if I want to link another form which is designed manually to this report while clicking on edit icon, I can do this. Create another page, or we can create a form as a region as well. So we will create a form as a region, blank page. Name of the page is employee details form, okay. Create your page. Now I will design a form using a region. You can drag and drop or click on regions and drag and drop your form on this page designer. You can also create a form by clicking on create region and then name of the region EMP, change its type to form, and here we need to provide the table name. You can also create a form based on views or queries as well. For example, I select query and select employees, validate your query, okay, save. Now I want to link this form with that grid. So whenever we create a form, we need a primary key for that form. So in this case, we have employee number as a primary key. So select this column and filter and switch on this primary key, okay, save. Now this page is 29, okay. Move to your report. This is our report and its page number is 3. Select on quick edit and click on this report. So select your report and move to attributes. In attributes, click on region, move to your columns, and here we can see apex link. So this link we are using to redirect to our form. So here we can see it is redirecting to page number 4. So change this with employee details form, which is created manually as a region. Click, and this time we are setting employee number value into P4 employee number, but this time we are not moving to page number 4. So that's why we need to change it to P29. Okay, you can select all the items listed here. For example, I am selecting P29 employee number, and here you need to change the page number to clear cache. Click OK. So this time it will move to or redirect to page number 29. Run your report again and click on Miller. So here you can see we are moved to page number 29 and all the information are filled in form or page items. Now you can create your own columns in interactive grid. Create a column, make it as a editable column. So name it edit, and it's a link, and then you need to provide link. Define your link. First you need to provide the page, which is 29. Okay, and then you need to pass the values. I want to pass the employee number into employee number on page 29. Okay, reset regions and clear cache of page 29. Okay, and here you can provide the link text, and we can copy the text from already, or you can select. Here we have a option of different icons. You can select your own icon. Okay, run your report again. You can see this is a column which we created manually, and it will do the same as doing this edit icon. So click on this icon. So here you can see we redirected to page 29, which is basically a form we designed, but you see here we don't have any buttons. So when I click on move back, this edit icon, I this time we are basically moving to click on this link, and page 2 we are moving to page 4. Okay, and here we need to change it 4 and change it 4. Okay, run your report. So this link is redirecting to page 4, and this is redirecting to page 29. So click on this. So here you can see we have cancel, delete and apply changes button, but when I click on this I don't have those buttons. So if I want to create buttons on that page, which is employee details form, quick edit this, and here you can create your buttons like this, create button. Okay, so I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study page items in details, and we will see properties of page items. So let's start. First of all, log into your Oracle Apex workspace and select your application, and then create a page like this. Click on create page and create a blank page. Name of this page is custom form. This is our custom form blank page. Create a region. Name of the region is employees details. Now first of all we are going to create a page item, and name of the page item is TMP number, employee number or employee ID. So here you can see we have type of this page item is text field. Okay, and label which we want to show along with this page item is employee number. You can change it to employee number dot. And then in settings sections we have subtype. Its subtype is text, but we have other options like email, phone number, search and URL. Okay, then we have option trim spaces. If you want to trim spaces for your text field or page item, you can select multiple options here, leading, trailing or none. If you don't want, you can select none. By default it is leading and trailing. Then we have text case. If you want to change your text case of the page item, you can select. For example, I am selecting it uppercase. Okay. Then we have submit when enter pressed. So I type the text in my text field, and when I press enter, it means value in that text field would be submitted in session state. Okay, every value of your text field, LOV, shuttle component, checkbox, radio buttons, when we submit the page or we switch on this submit when enter pressed, that values would be submitted to session state. Okay, and session state values are accessible in your SQL, PL/SQL, or in your package or procedures. Then we have disable option. If you want to disable your text feed or page item so that end user would not be able to enter any value, you can select this. And then when I switch on this option, then we have send on page submit. So disabled value you want to submit in your session state or not, because when we submit the page or when we click on a button which submit the page, this disabled field value uh, depends upon the this option would be sent to the session state or not. Okay, and then we have its sequence. Then we have name of the region in which this text field exists or page item exists. And then position, we can change the position like next, previous, sort order, and create. So all these positions you can see here. We have copy, edit, previous, next, sort order, and then we have region body. So, and similarly we have close, help, and delete, change, create options. So basically these are containers in which we can place our page items, buttons, text fields, etc. And then we have start new row. So this text field will come on new row. Let's for example, I create another page item, and it is employee name. So you can see in designer, first row we have employee number, and on second row we have employee name. But if I want to see employee name after the employee number in different column, then I need to select employee name and then not switch off this option. So in that case, you can see both items are placed in a single row. So in this way, you can use start new row or start new column. Then we have columns. We have 12 columns, like Bootstrap. We have 12 columns, and then we have our column span option. For column span option, we can span our columns. For example, I want two columns to display a single text field, so I will span it over two columns. Then we have CSS classes and column attributes if you want to apply CSS classes on your text field. Then we have template options. So to see the changes we made in our text field, run your page first. Okay. Login. And here you can see we have first text field employee number, which is disabled, and then we have employee name. So select your employee number and switch off disabled option. So here you can see we have employee number. When I type anything, it is in uppercase. Okay, similarly you can change it to lowercase. And one more thing, I am going to create a button, and button is save. Okay, and for buttons you can see we have behavior, and then we have submit page. Basically when this button will be clicked, your page would be submitted to uh, uh, server, or we can say your all the values would be submitted to session state, and then we play with session state values to insert into database tables. So now run your page. and here you can see we have a button. Before clicking on this button, in developer toolbar we have option session, and then we can see the session. And in session you can see page items option, and in page items we don't have any items. Okay, now and enter employee number, which is 1, and name of the employee is Arshad, and submit your page by clicking on save button. Now move to session again, and here you can see we have 2 page items. This one, employee number, employee name, and display as text field, and then we have item value. For employee number we have 1, and for employee name we have Arshad, and its status is inserted. So we can use these session state values to insert data into our database tables. So now you can see here we have employee number, select text field, and then change its subtype to email. Okay, and run your page again. So I changed employee number to email. Okay, now I remove this, type random characters, and click on save. So you can see auto validation is applied on this text field because its subtype was email. So if you want to apply email validation programmatically, you can select its type text field, or if you want to use built-in validation, you can use the email. Similarly, you can try URL as well. Run your page, and for example I type any characters and click on save. So you can see, please enter a URL, because this built-in feature is validating the text in the text field, it is valid URL or not. So you can use this subtype for phone number as well. So I'm going with text. Now submit when enter pressed. Switch on this feature and run. So you can see we have 1, and when I click on session there is already 1. Okay, so I type 5 and press enter. Okay, so you can see your value submitted to session state. We can verify it. Click on session state, and here you can see employee number changed to 5 and Arshad is still same. So it means only value of text field was submitted to session state, and here you can see updated status, but for employee name it is inserted status. So it means value of employee number submitted to the session state, but value of employee name still same, that value is not submitted to the session state. So next is we have appearance section, and for appearance we have template option. For template option we have multiple templates. For example, optional default float is default, and if I select optional floating, in that case your label would be first, and then its value will come. So if you want to change look and feel of your text field, you can select hidden. For employee number I selected hidden. Run your page again, and you can see its label is now in hidden state, that is not visible to the end user. So select optional and run your page again. For optional we have label, and then we have value or text field or page item. So basically optional display like this. Then you can select optional above. For optional above, label would be visible on text field or above the text field. Then we have another template, optional floating, which is default, and then we have required. So for required we see static with your employee name or with your label, and similarly placement of this label depends on the template, required above, required floating, and that's all the options we explored. I am selecting the default one. Then we have template options. For example, optional floating, click on template options. You can stretch form items, then you can change the size. For example, I am selecting extra large. Then pre-text display as block, item post text. Then if you want a margin, if I select none, it means we don't want any margin. Top margin, small, medium and large, you can select these options. Then we have bottom, left, right. Then we have display text style. This is bold or normal. So all these options are available for text field, but all these template options depends upon the template you selected. For example, I select required, so select your template options. In that case, you can see required indicator. You want to show static or inline label. For example, I am going with inline label. Okay, run your page again. So you can see we have inline label which is showing value of this employee number is required. So you can change it to required, or you can show the static. Okay, and by default it is static. Similarly, remaining options are same. So change it to optional floating. Then we have again CSS classes, icon. For example, if you want to show icon with this text field, you can apply for search. It will show a search icon with your text field. So here you can see we have icon, search icon. Okay, and then we have format mask. If you want to format the values, we have multiple values for digits. Then we have for date. In case of date, we will apply these formats. If your type text type is date picker. Then we have width, how many characters width of your text field. Then we have placeholder value. For placeholder, you can for example, I type search. So run your page again. You can see we have a value 5. Okay, that's why it is not showing placeholder. When I remove it, you can see it is displaying placeholder value, which is search. Then we have value required. This is a validation for this text field. Value of this text field is required or not. These template are template options just showing static or required options with the text field. But this validation is making that text field value required. If you select it required, when I will submit or when I click on save button, it will show error if no value provided for that text field. Then we have maximum length, how many characters we can type in that text field. For example, I am saying we can type only 3 characters in that text field. Okay, then we have pre-text. If you want to show text before this text field or after this text field, you can choose pre-text or post-text. For pre-text, and this is post-text. Okay, and then run your page again. So here you can see this is pre-text, which is before this text field, and then we have post-text, which is after this text field. And now I type 1 2 3 4 4 5. So you can see we have only we reached maximum length of this text fields. So if we change it to 3 4 5 or whatever, so end user would not be able to type more than maximum length characters. Then warn on unsaved changes. It means it is ignore. You want to ignore when when you try to move from or redirect from one page to another. In that case, you warn end user your changes will be lost if you move from one page to another, or you want to ignore that option. So you can select ignore, or you can select page default, and in page default it will ask end users to proceed or not. Then we have form region. If your page has a region, or we can say form type region, in source you can provide this one. Then type means its value static this text field based on a database column. When we create a form based on a database table or a query, in that case, text field type would be database column, but we can select all of these options. For example, I am selecting expression, and in expression I am providing sys date. So in this case, it will show sys date in that text field. When I select database column, in that case, it will show the value from the database column of the table. So when this value, sys date, or from the database table or static value would be used, it depends upon the option you select. Always replacing any existing value in session state. It means always this text field value would be replaced in session state. Okay. And the second option is only when current value in session state is null. So if value of that text field is null, in that case, new value will be replaced. Otherwise, its value would not be replaced. So by default, always and most of the time, we use this one. And then we have default. In default, we can provide a static value. Okay, leave it first and run your page first, so we can see all the changes we did. So you can see it is asking for leave. Changes you made may not be saved, so click on leave, and then you can see its value coming from the source we provided here, sysdate. Okay, if we select it null, or we can say item, we can show the value from a item as well. We can select a value from a SQL query, and we can select the expression function, and we can set it to null. Okay. Now, if I want, when page loads and I want to show a default value in that text field, in that case, I can select a static value, and value is, for example, 50 employee number. So you can see, remove, and run your page again. It is not showing static value. Okay. What is its value? Okay. Click on save, and then 52, run save button. It is not updating. Move to its static value. Okay, it's basically we selected this option. Okay, that's why it is not changing its value, because it is not null. So when I click this, run your page again, in that case you will see its default value. So you can see its default value is 50. Similarly, you can take default value from item or SQL query or expression. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied properties of page item, or we can say text field. Today lecture, we will study remaining properties of text field. So open your page in which you are doing your practical work, and today we will see a property of quick picks. Basically, quick pick is a very useful property in Oracle Apex. Quick picks enable users to select predefined values with just one click, rather than typing in text field or selecting the values from select list or LOVs. If the item type supports quick pick selection, use the quick picks attributes to define up to 10 selections that display under a given item. So clicking on a quick pick sets the value of item. So let's see how it works. Enable it, and then you have 10 values. So for first quick pick, I want, for example, we have a text field of in which we want to enable users to select any department. So for example, first department is HR, and its value also HR, and the second is finance, and its value is also finance, and the third one is marketing, and its value is marketing. Okay, you can provide 10 quick picks here. So run your page. So here you can see we have a text field with quick picks. For example, I click on HR. So you can see value of text field changed to HR. Then we have finance. So user don't need to select from text select list, or don't need to type here. Similarly, marketing. So this is quick picks. So disable it again. And then we have option read only. If you want to mark your text field read only, for example, always click it. So in that case, your text field will be read only always. But if you want to make it read only if rows returned, it means when I click on rows returns. So for example, we have a query. So you will provide the query here. If that query returns the record, in that case, this employee number will be read only. So for example, I am going with always run. So here you can see employee number is now read only. Our end users would not be able to enter any value here. So this is read only. So for example, I want to make it read only when rows returned. Okay, so I am going select count, or we can say select static from EMP. So this will return value, okay, always. So you can see our query is returning rows, and it is always read only. Okay. So in this way, we can make our text field read only. Similarly, we have multiple options here. Item is null when item existing on this page is null. In that case, this text field would be read only. Item is 0. Similarly, you can use multiple options available here. So select it, select, and then we have some security attributes. We will cover it in our advanced topics. Okay, so this is all about text field properties. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study how we can design list of values in Oracle Apex. So first of all, log into your Oracle Apex workspace and then select your application. So in your page, select the region in which you want to create your list of value. Right click and create a page item. Name it to departments, and then select its type to select list. Okay. Then you can see here we have a error, which is you can see here we have 1, which is in a red circle. It means there is a error in our page. So move to your properties, and here you can see we have list of values. So these basically are the values will be shown in your select list to end users. So here we have 4 options from which we can get data from our database tables, or we can provide static values. So first of all, we are going to create a select list from static values. So here you can provide department name, finance, and its return value